Hi, my name is Nick Wagner. Today I'm going to be talking about unifying real-time data for AI and RAG workflows with Oracle GoldenGate 23ai. Quick introduction, who I am. Again, my name is Nick Wagner. I'm one of the Senior Director of Product Management at Oracle. I focus on the Oracle GoldenGate product. I've got about 28 years in Oracle experience, starting with Oracle 7.3, and about 21 years in Oracle GoldenGate. So I started with that product back in 2003. I'm kind of your resident data replication and data integration specialist. And I'm located in Southern California, just north of San Diego and Oceanside. Today's presentation is going to be pretty quick. I do wanted to kind of cover three main topics today. So we'll cover some common GoldenGate use cases. Then we're going to get into some of the new features of GoldenGate 23ai. And then we'll talk right about the AI and RAG workflow and how GoldenGate can be used to enhance it. So some of the common use cases for GoldenGate is active-active. A lot of customers always want to talk about how they can reduce their RPO and RTO, and GoldenGate is one of the key factors to that. So with GoldenGate, we can do true active-active replication, where two or more systems are all communicating together, and each of those databases is open for read and write activity, as opposed to just having a single read-write database and multiple read-only systems. GoldenGate can also be used for data offloading or creating a data hub. This is moving data from one or more OLTP databases into a single consolidated system. What's nice about this is these production OLTP databases are often not tuned for reports. And so because that target GoldenGate environment is open for both read and write activity, we're just not writing on it, but it means that you can change the structure of the tables. I can change the indexing schemes. I can move things around to make those reports run faster. And this allows me to optimize reporting while still making the OLTP systems highly available and optimized for those users. GoldenGate can also be used for upgrades and migrations. This is one of the common use cases that a lot of customers will get into as their first foray into GoldenGate, and it's a very common use case. Using GoldenGate to migrate from on-premise into OCI or into cloud environments is a key benefit of GoldenGate. Not only can we do this without taking any downtime, but we also give customers the ability to fail back in case something should go wrong. We can also do heterogeneous migrations, so you can migrate from non-Oracle environments to Oracle and the cloud or as needed. And we can also do version upgrades too. So if you're going from one version of your database to another one, like going from Oracle 19c to 23ai, GoldenGate can do that migration without downtime too. We can also do application upgrades with minimal downtime. And so in this case, we could run one version of the application, like version 1.0 on the left side and version 2.0 on the right. And GoldenGate can actually do the transformation between the schema differences in 1.0 and 2.0 for you. That way you can actually have both systems up and running at the same time. We also do analytic data feeds with GoldenGate. So pulling data from different applications with even SaaS applications or on-premise applications or databases and moving them into different analytics platforms. We also have the ability to do what we call stream analytics. So not only can we load those analytics platforms, but as we're loading them or as data is moving through GoldenGate, we can also do real-time analysis of that data and do things like time series analysis or geofencing of that data to do predictive analytics on it or to move it into another system for alerting and different purposes. At this point, people often wonder, what does GoldenGate supports other than Oracle to Oracle replication? Well, we support a lot of different platforms. Everything on the left-hand side is going to be what we can capture from. So this includes a lot of Oracle SaaS applications, including Oracle databases like MySQL times 10, Oracle, as well as third-party databases like IBM DB2, SQL Server, Postgres, a lot of different purpose-built databases. And then we can also support third-party vector sources in GoldenGate now as well. And we can even support different third-party messaging systems or NoSQL platforms as a source. This includes MongoDB as part of GoldenGate 23ai, and things like DataStax, Kafka, and Cassandra can all be captured from. Everything on the right-hand side is going to be a target. This allows us to take data from any of these sources on the left and move it to any of these databases or targets on the right. And this includes all of your standard relational databases, including a number of different cloud environments, as well as different analytics platforms. So quite a lot of different opportunities here for you to move data from one platform to another. There are a couple of quick announcements that I wanted to make as part of this. So Oracle has announced a partnership with Google Cloud where they're going to be providing Oracle databases within the Google Cloud infrastructure. And GoldenGate is also part of that. So in the near future, you'll be able to see OCI GoldenGate as part of the Oracle Database at Google Cloud partnership. And this includes the fully managed version of GoldenGate, and you'll actually be able to pay for this using your Google Cloud credits. Also, as part of this partnership, we're building integration with GoldenGate for Google Spanner, so we'll be able to capture from and deliver data to Google Spanner, and Google BigQuery Capture as well, and that will augment our existing ability to replicate data into Google BigQuery. This will also allow you to actually take your data from BigQuery and move it to different Oracle analytics systems as well. Just as with the Oracle database at GCP, we also have the Oracle database at Azure. GoldenGate is also included in this partnership as well. And so we'll be providing a fully managed OCI GoldenGate service available within the Oracle database at Azure infrastructure. This you can also pay for using your Azure credits, just like you would the other Oracle database features at Azure. We already support a number of different Azure environments, including Microsoft Fabric, Azure Event Hub, Azure native databases like SQL Server, and also a lot of third-party applications like Snowflake and Databricks that are running on Azure itself. So what are some of the new features? Last year, we came out with GoldenGate 23ai. So I wanted to kind of highlight a couple of the major ones here. This release has been in development for quite a while, and there's hundreds of new features. So you can see this is really just one of those great walls of text. But there are some key ones that I wanted to get into. With Oracle GoldenGate 23ai, we have a lot of new features in it. A lot of these features are built around the Oracle database, including support for JSON relational duality views. So this means that GoldenGate can capture from the view or the tables as they change. We have integration with identity access management within OCI. We've got support for per PDB capture and the extract process. There's tighter integration between Oracle and addition-based redefinition to allow tables to be modified while GoldenGate is capturing them. We have integration with different integrated diagnostic components within the Oracle database, and a lot of Oracle 23 database new features are supported within this GoldenGate release too. So let's talk about some of the AI and RAG workflows and how GoldenGate integrates with these. There's a couple of different use cases now that we've added to our repertoire for GoldenGate, and a lot of this revolves around the replication of vector data. So if vector data is stored inside the databases, typically arrays of numbers or collections of numbers. And to GoldenGate, this looks like just another data type. So we're able to take this data and replicate it just like we would any number or varchar or text field. With GoldenGate, there are some limitations as to what the vector data looks like and how it can be replicated. And so as I go through these different use cases, you'll kind of get an idea of what it looks like and how GoldenGate is handling it. So the first big use case is migrating vector data into the Oracle database itself. And so here we can take data that's already on Postgres and pgvector or different vector data storage and move them directly into Oracle databases for AI processing there. And if the vector data types and algorithms are the same, then GoldenGate can replicate the actual vector data itself. If the algorithms are different, then you actually would want GoldenGate to replicate the base data, the data that made up those algorithms and that vector data, and have GoldenGate replicate the base data into the Oracle database. And then on the fly, GoldenGate will call the vector embedding functions to embed that data into the system. This is also a new feature in GoldenGate 23ai, and it's enabled through a parameter called DB functions. And so just like a lot of our GoldenGate column transformation functions, this is another one of those. And so you'll simply say, use DB function, and then whatever the embedding algorithm is that you want to embed the data. This gives you a lot of flexibility to choose different algorithms, different options for embedding, and even different dimensions. Another use case here is being able to replicate and consolidate vector changes from multiple systems into a single database. For example, I can take vector data or information from multiple applications or multiple databases and consolidate that into a single autonomous database where I can run all of my vector data and vector information. I can also do multi-cloud replication between vector data. So just like GoldenGate can move data between different cloud environments and on-premise to cloud and cloud to on-premise, we can do the same thing with the vector data. So this allows us to not only move out our vector data from one location or one region to many to serve the entire globe, but it also allows us to move and have free choice over where we're going to actually store that data. And then, of course, we can stream change or vector data or text data to other vector search engines like NVIDIA and Cohere. Another really great use case for GoldenGate is integration with real-time vector hubs, or what we often refer to as a chatbot. And so in these situations, GoldenGate can capture from all the different source environments that it has and feed this data directly into that vector hub, where I can run my retrieval augmented generation or my RAG changes. And how that works is pretty straightforward. So your typical RAG would work like this. A user is going to ask a chatbot or the AI system a question, and that's going to be encoded into a series of numbers. The vector search system is then going to find content that's relevant to that based on what the information in that system has. Once it finds the relevant content, it's then going to send that information to the generative AI to answer the question, and that question is returned to the user. Now, part of the issue here is that information is only as current as the documentation that the AI system has to work with. And that's really where GoldenGate comes into play, as GoldenGate is able to continuously feed that content system with relevant information from all the different sources that GoldenGate supports. And so now your AI or your chatbot can have up to the second information to help it provide the best answers and most relevant answers for those users. So this really kind of brings us into the two reasons why you want to use GoldenGate 23 for AI. First is we'll be able to better serve your AI modeling and training and fine-tuning it, being able to migrate vectors into the Oracle database, being able to spread that load around multiple regions or multiple data centers, being able to consolidate those changes, and being able to stream those changes to search engines. And then, of course, we can also improve your RAG generation as well by providing up-to-the-date or up-to-the-minute information. So now that you have all this information, now you can actually try and learn these technologies yourself. And a lot of this can all be done for free. We have Oracle 23ai available for free. You can build live data platforms using Oracle Live Labs and Oracle Autonomous Database free. And of course, there's also GoldenGate free that you can use as part of this whole thing. So it enables you to quickly, easily, and build and test out these different scenarios. All right, well, thank you very much and have a great day.